16th of 2024. This is a very significant reading. I am Zoe Alex, just so they all know. This is a reading for, you know, um, the chance to boost health and vitality leads to satisfaction. Moon in Virgo, contentment. So we are going to start off with that. This is a very interesting way of how it is. Um, this is how it is in the way of the good setting here. And, I just want to say something that if a Virgo is, if one of my viewers is a Virgo out there, they need to pay attention to what they're going to do. It's the very perception and understand about that because in the way of how the cards are, you have to know exactly, right? It's like step in the right direction, right? And there is a way of how you can do that. There's a way, there's always a will, there's always a way, right? Um, but you have to remember that, slow and steady wins the race. It's like you have to remember how it is. It's if you're having a bad day or if you're having, if you're getting along with a Virgo, that's fine. But if you're not getting along with a Virgo, well, let's see you know, who's being messed up, you know. I'm not trying to be rude or mean. No, not to you, Virgo, right? But you have to pay attention whether this is a very, seem to be very good, right? You have to know about, you can understand that. And, this is a very, almost a give and take situation, right? So this is how it is. And the oracle cards that I'm going to show you, this is how it is. So the first one we have, number 16, is the Royal You. Let's see if we're going to be royal. Secondly, you have Close Encounters. Ah, yeah, we're going to check that out as well. And lastly, number 8 is Into Me I See. Yes, so we're going to check those out as well. Okay, so remember about how this goes. Remember that this is a very situation that it seems to be. And one more that you haven't seen is loneliness. I know that I'm never alone. That's actually a true story right there. You're never alone to be alone, right? This is how it is. So you have to remember that this is a very interesting way of how it goes. But just to let you know, if you like this video, give it a like, give it a comment, and this is how it seems to be. So I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Okay, so it's good. Okay, so I hope that it is. Okay, so if it's C to do the Celtic cross, you know what I'm talking about. If you know what the Celtic cross is, you understand that. Okay, so I'll put the oracle cards here for a second. Okay, so you Virgo, we are going to start with you, and you will see the Celtic cross of the cards and whatnot. So you're going to check that out. So this is almost like between the way. This is not going to be the Celtic cross, but it's a different way, a different era, a different, like renewal, right? It's the simple about that, right? And it's the way of how you can be satisfied and know that there is a way of, be what you can and know what you can and understand this. So let's take a look, shall we? So Virgo, these are the ways of how you can do. I did say renewal. You're going to renew your, the way of how it is, right? So a favorable assessment of the facts, like, time to move on in a new direction. That's how it seems to be, right? The secondly, you had the Knight of Air is expecting the worst self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. It could be that you're losing something, but then you're trying to realize of how it is, right? You have the Knight of Air is intelligent, decisive, idealistic, tireless, and then you have events that occur with great speed take take time to carefully review your options, um, creative solutions, right? That's what you're going to do, right? And then you have the Four of Fire is contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, successful completion of a project, right? So you're going to do that as well. And lastly, the Four of Earth is being too various or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. It's the way of how that goes. There is a way of how you can you know, be vile, do what you can. You have to acknowledge this. You have to know that, this is a way of how to do that, right? It's the way of how you can be whoever you want to be, Virgo. There are things that you must learn first, right? I always say this. And, you have your own options. You have your lessons to do. You can do whatever you want, right? But you have to remember that this is almost like a good and give and take situation. You have to know what to do and how it is, right? It's the way of how you can do it as long as it needs to. But let's keep going with this reading, shall we? So, this is how it is, right? So you have, you could be dealing with a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. You could be dealing with another Virgo, uh, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, as your air signs. So you could be knowing what to do, right? So you're going to acknowledge that. So let's see what this reading is because it looks very interesting. Um, let's see. So I'll put these cards here for a minute. So now I'm going to see for you is the case of the Page of Swords reversed, followed by, oh wow, King of Pentacles reversed, oh boy. Yeah, Swords is upright, yeah. Oh wow, the Devil that's reversed. Ooh. You have the Page of Wands reversed, World that's in completion. Okay, so there are things that you're trying to consider. Yes, I like this reading, but then I don't because now you have the King of Pentacles reversed, you have the Page of Swords reversed, Page of Wands reversed, and then you have the World that's in completion. And then you have the Devil that you have reversed means that you have no chaos, no violence, but there is a way of how you can do that. And then yes, you could be maybe thinking that there was something that was hurting you, and it's like you're trying to be backstabbing, but then you think to yourself, well, I'm not being backstabbing. I don't want to hurt the other person. I want to be me. I want to be all the center of attention. Now, being at center of attention is a good way, right? Because there are times where you have to make your own decisions, and there's a way of how you can do that. But there is a possibility out there. There is a way of knowing what to do. It's a way of how everything has to be all satisfied and guaranteed, and and you're trying to be, well, yes, you're going to be the center of attention, but you have to go with your instincts. You have your own gut feelings. You know what to do, right? It's like, yes, it's true, but if you're being that stand for attention and you love everybody, but you don't like one person or anything like that, you have to change your mind to perspective. If someone out there who is being mean to you, and yes, you can be saying, why are you being mean to me? Why are you, because you're trying to get all the same attention, right? You have to know exactly what to do. I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just telling you what the cards are saying. If you switch around, if you switch the world card, for example, you're going to switch that as completion, right? And that tells me that there's something that's incomplete, right? You're trying to turn things around, right? I'm trying to turn things around, right? And yes, this is not a Scorpio reading, but if it was, yes, I'm, in great doo-doo or something like that. And there are times where you have to look at it from a different way, right? if a Scorpio is messed up by a Virgo and Virgo is messed up by a Scorpio or whatever it is, you have to work together as a team. There's no I in team, no. But there is a way that you can be creative and do your own things and understand that if you acknowledge, you know, uh, Scorpio as example, you're going to acknowledge that, right? You're going to know exactly which direction you're going to do, right? This is how it is. But let's keep going. So this is how it seems to be. So now I'm going to clarify. So let's see. Okay, so you have the Empress that's reversed, followed by the Knight of Cups that's reversed. Ah, interesting. Next one. Ah, the Six of Swords is upright. Oh boy. Interesting. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles is upright. Okay. And Three of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, see, you're trying to not to have a third party in your own way. Like you could, Three of Pentacles is okay, but like you can do what you can. You're trying to be what you want, and that's fine, right? You have to look. And I'll tell you this, if you look at the loneliness card, I know that I'm never alone. You should look at it. Look, right? It's loneliness. And loneliness is, yes, it's kind of hard for you, but you have to think to yourself and say, okay, well, am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong, right? And you have to look at both sides. That's how it seems to be. So let's clarify. Let's clarify the Empress card. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups. The Moon that's reversed. Okay. Six of Pentacles is upright. Yeah, see, right? Because you're trying to see there's the Six of Pentacles here, there's the Six of Pentacles here, right? So you're deciding that you want to, maybe you're trying to make money, maybe you want to do that, maybe you can try to, be satisfied. This is very interesting. Okay, so what's the opposite about that Moon card? Ah, the Knight of Swords is upright. Yeah, see, you're trying to have victory on your side. You could be dealing with another air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yeah, see, there's a way that you can try to consider your options here. Now it looks kind of all good, but then you're thinking, there's something very interesting. Yes, it is. Because now you think that, okay, well, everything's fine, right? So, this is how it is. All right. So I am getting somewhere with this reading so far. This reading is almost over, just so they all know. But this is how it seems to be. All right. Let's clarify. Right. Clarify those cards. These two. These two. Okay, so you have the Strength card that's reversed. Interesting. Followed by the Sun card that's reversed. Ah, interesting. And you have the Ten of Cups that's reversed. Okay. Let's talk about that card, please. Let's clarify. Seven of Cups is upright. Yep. Next one. Nine of Pentacles that's reversed. And the Five of Wands is upright. Ah, yeah. This is very interesting. Five of Wands. Okay, interesting. So you know that you're kind of like feeling sad for Scorpio, for example, because you want Scorpio to be your friend now, because you want everything that wants to work together. You want Scorpio, right? You want Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but you want Scorpio to be back as your friend, even if you have Leo, Aries, Sagittarius in your birth chart. You never know. But that's very considering. How about this one? Ah, the Knight of Water, emotional, romantic, enthusiastic, contemplative, falling in love or wedding proposals. The need to balance emotions, an invitation to a social event. Ah, I see it now. I do see it. This is why I'm going to see this. Okay, just gonna give you a quick this before I decide to. There is a way of how this is. Okay, you have to remember that this is a very time place to start, okay? Virgo, I know that there are reasons where, yes, you were friends with a Scorpio. Now you are considering your options. You're missing Scorpio, right? And if you're a Scorpio like me, for example, and you were a friend with a Virgo will come back to a Scorpio, no matter what. But if you just decide that, yes, you want Scorpio back, just remember that there's a way of knowing what to do. You just have to accept of what's happening, right? It's the way of how everything is going to go. Like, I know that this is between emotional phase. I know it is. But you know what? If you're having a loneliness and I know that I'm never alone. If you know that for sure, you know that Scorpio did the wrong thing. And if Scorpio did the wrong thing and you catch Scorpio and you're saying, okay, I'm so sorry, and you acknowledge that apology and you accept of who he is and what he does and all that, you can go and say, okay, well, I want Scorpio back. I want him. And if you do, you do, right? Like, I know that the cards are, making a lot of sense now. And it is, right? It is. And this is how it is, right? You have to know what to do, and that's all you can be considering. Because, this is what it seems to be. This is what is going to happen. If you know that you can do whatever you want to do, maybe you can look at it. Maybe you can just say, okay, well, I'll decide what to do, right? And if you want Scorpio back, if you do, you just have to accept. You have to accept your own way to say, okay, I know that Scorpio did the wrong thing to me. But then you decide, Virgo, you do what you can. If you want Scorpio and you want to do that, that's fine. You just remember that you have to go with the flow. That's all you can do. And if you want to have Scorpio back, who knows? Maybe ask Scorpio. Maybe you're going to say, okay, I want you to be my friend now, right? Just all you have to do, right? And if you accept Scorpio's apology and if you see that, you can see that its own way, okay? So before I let you all go, you have to pay attention that you have to go with the flow. You have to know exactly what to do. And there is a way of how to do that, okay? And this is a very, yes, emotional video that it is, but this is a very good story to tell, right? You have to know what to do, and that's how it is, right? And if you think about that and you know what's happening, then you know, right? And if Scorpio was being mean to you and Virgo doesn't like it, they have to, be who they are, know what to do. Okay, that's all I have for you. I hope that this helped, and I'll see you next time.